Yo, what is poppin' YouTube? It is your boy B here, bringing you guys another video. Today we are going to be talking about the 5 things you should know about the Division 2 before release and before you guys buy the game. Something that's a little bit the differences basically we're going to be talking about today are differences kind of like between Division 1 and Division 2, kind of, that's new in the Division 2, if that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before this video starts, make sure you guys definitely drop that like button, smash the like button. Actually, you guys have been doing amazing. We are almost at 420 subs. I only need one more, so make sure you guys hit that sub button. Also, without further ado, out of the 5 things that's new in Division 2, we are going to be first talking about the DZ normalization. So as we all know, in Division 1, when you would run in the DZ, if you did not have a gear set or a good gear set or a full gear set, you were going to get your ass melted. You were going to get shredded. You weren't going to be able to really survive in the DZ like that unless you're just an extremely skilled player. Other than that, you were not going to be able to survive at all in the DZ. So for example, yesterday I was running around in the dark zone with all purple gear with some of my friends because we were just messing around from my final Division 1 stream. We were just running all purple gear fades, and we had a random come up who I'm gonna assume had full 6-piece pred, 5-piece pred, and he just shredded all of us. We couldn't even 1v4 him. We just got shredded and melted, partially due to him lagging, and I think he may have had a lag switch, but that's a little bit different. But that's the reason DZ normalization, I believe, is in Division 2. That way everybody kind of has a chance, and kind of a fighting chance to fight back, especially if you don't have that gear set yet but you still want to run the dark zone and maybe try and grind for that better gear without getting just completely shredded and melted. You may have a chance to actually win gunfights if you don't even have that great of gear. I know Jasamine went through in the beta and was doing just all gray gear sets, and he was kind of melting people, and he was actually kind of doing good. I actually was getting killed by a team of 2, but they had green gear. I had like all purple and blue, but still the DZ normalization, that's what it's kind of for, is for everybody to be able to have a fighting chance in a sense, and for noobs to not just get completely melted, and skill players just aren't going to completely dominate the game like that if there's a maybe a noob who but the point I was about to make, it was about to make sense. If you're a skilled player and you're gonna get some noob's obviously gonna lose 9 times out of 10, but noob may get lucky and get 1 kill, but you guys get what I'm saying. So the next thing we're going to move on to is that the NPCs are overpowered in the Division 2. And now when I mean by overpowered, I don't mean they're completely broken. They're just the hardest thing to fight against in the world. No, you can beat the NPCs pretty easily if you play smart. The game is cover based. That is another thing. We'll talk about that later. So it's going to be 6 things, not 5 things really. But so the NPCs. So when it comes to the NPCs, we know in Division 1 we were able to just easily run through NPCs and easily melt through NPCs, even the bosses. Now in the Division 2, that is not the case. If you stand out of cover and there's 4 NPCs shooting you, you will die in a few seconds. Even if there's 1 NPC shooting you, you may die in a few seconds depending on what level that NPC is. If it's a purple or if it's a gold NPC, you are going to get your ass melted. You're going to get killed. I don't care how good of a player you are, you're going to get killed. That NPC is going to melt you before you melt it. I don't know why. I think that's to kind of balance out, not being able to just run through NPCs, make the game a little bit harder, make the game, as it was intended to be played in a sense, because the game is cover based. We're going to move on to that right now, actually. So we'll tie that in, for both of them. So the NPC is overpowered and, the game is cover based. So, this game isn't no longer just run and gun. This game is more play patient, play smart, don't get your ass melted by NPCs, because, especially if you're in the dark zone too. If you're just going to run around and you're not going to play cover and you're not going to, play smart, NPCs and players, if you're getting shot at by both of those, you're going to get destroyed. So what the NPCs do now, instead of in Division 1 where the NPCs just kind of stayed in front of you or maybe stayed on the sides of you, NPCs will now flank behind you and flank up, every which way. The NPCs in this game are so smart. Shout out to the devs for actually programming NPCs to be like that. I wish NPCs could be like that in games like Call of Duty, where like friendly NPCs would do that shit for you, but NPCs in those type of games are just absolutely stupid. But in Division 2, it seems like they really took their time and they really put an effort into making these NPCs just extremely smart. So instead of saying they're broken, the NPCs are broken and they're just too hard to fight, the NPCs just outsmarting you at the moment. So you got to outsmart the NPC. I know that's very hard to do in this game, but you got to outsmart the NPC this time in the Division 2. So that's something to look out. And like I said, the game is more cover based, so it's slower pace. It's not as fast paced as Division 1. So that's another thing too. Moving on, we are actually going to be talking about now the weapon changes. So in Division 1, we had weapon talents, but they're a little bit different in Division 2 this time. So I can't really think of any of the weapon talents off of my head or what they do in Division 1. You know, I barely hopped on the game, you know, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, so I don't know everything about the game yet. But the weapon changes in the Division 2 are a little bit different. So we'll take it in terms of attachments, right? So in Division 1, the attachments for some of your weapons would always give you plus stats. They would never give you minus stats. So for example, like, you know, you may get an extended mag in the Division 1 where it had like 120%, you know, magazine capacity, you know, like 4.5% reload speed, and, you know, like an extra like 3%, you know, fire rate. In the Division 2, however, you got to be smart with your, you know, your weapon attachments. I don't know if this was just because of the open beta, but, you know, there'll be some weapon attachments, like I believe it's the T2 micro red dot sight, right? And that actually gives you negative 10% critical hit chance, but it does give you that 20% accuracy, which is a little bit weird to me. I'm not really sure why they did that, but, you know, I'll have to find out that reason for you, but that is a change that is in the Division 2 for those of you who are wondering. Gear changes are also in here. So as we all know, with gear changes, the Division 1, you know, you had like stuff like Nomad, Pred, you know, all those type of gear sets, right? That would give you like bonuses, you know, the more, you know, pieces you put together. Now in the Division 2, it's a little bit different. So instead of running, you know, 6-piece gear sets or whatever for full bonuses, now it's only 3-piece gear sets for full bonuses. So like, you know, there's like Providence, you know, Wyvern, you know, all that other stuff in here. So, you know, that's a little bit different. And these gear changes aren't going to give you a set talent as we know of yet, where it's like, you know, you put 3 pieces together and you get this certain gear talent. It's more just, you know, the more pieces you put together. So it's like a 3-piece. So like the first, you get like 3 different stats. So, you know, the first stat, maybe you get critical hit damage. If you have 1 piece, 2 piece, you get like critical hit chance, and 3 piece, you may get like SMG damage or something like that. So, you know, that's another difference in Division 2. And the final difference in the new thing in Division 2, I should say, is that we are getting new skills. So, you know, we now have like the Hive drone, the Chem launcher, you know, the repair drone, all that type of stuff, the assault drone. We have like a whole bunch of different skills, which is pretty nice. So new shit. We still have like stuff like the Seeker Mine in here and the Pulse. So, you know, we still have those like those old skills, but for the most part we have new skills. So, you know, it's gonna be pretty cool. You know, we have the turret now too, all that other stuff. So it's gonna be exciting to use all these skills in the Division 2. So anyway, guys, that's really it to talk about here. I'll find out more things, maybe make another video, you know, maybe 10 things. This has been another one from your boy B. Make sure you guys drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Comment down below any differences you guys see between Division 1 and Division 2. Other than these hate comments, y'all people wanted to comment about Division 2. Play the fucking game first, and, you know, give it a chance. And then if you don't like it, you could always return it, and you could just shut up about it. But anyway, y'all, this has been another one with your boy B. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace out.